So I thought I would share with you my first ever yarn dyeing experience. Unfortunately, I filmed the whole thing holding my phone upright, so the filming's not that great. But this is a how to dye kit from Siobhan's Crafts. So I've just opened the box. Here's the shade card with all the different dyes you can buy from Siobhan. There's an instructions card, and there are two 50-gram skeins of undyed yarn. You can choose sock weight or DK weight. I went for sock weight, and it's superwash yarn as well, so there's no need to worry about felting it when you're learning to dye for the first time. Everything you need is in here. There's even a teaspoon, there's gloves, and then there's the dyes themselves. So I chose 5 dyes. The first one is Blue Jay, and if we look at the shade card, you can see there it's that top, like a royal blue colour. Then I went for Hubba Bubba, which is a really lovely bright pink. I think it might actually be UV reactive as well. And then I chose Teal, which is just above aquamarine. It's more of a greeny blue. And then I went for turquoise, which is the colour in between the blue and the teal. So we've gone very blue there. In hindsight, I should have got aquamarine as well, but I have actually ordered that from Siobhan, and along with dusky, and I think one of the yellow ones as well. And then this is my last colour, electric purple, which is up there. There's a lovely bright purple. And so you get 5 dyes when you order the Learn to Dye kit. You can choose your own colours, and then you get this shade card then to see which dyes are which colours. Also in the box is this big tub of citric acid. Because they are acid dyes, you need to use this when you soak your yarn, because that, along with heat, sets the colour. So yeah, a tub of citric acid. You can find that anywhere really. Online, it's food safe. And just packing it all away there. It also comes in this big plastic box as well, which is great. So you can keep everything together. And I'm just going to put the lid on and head outside so I don't get dye everywhere. And we we will see how this goes, because I have literally never dyed yarn before. Okay, so here I am outside in the little backyard. The dogs are out here with me in the sun. There's Border Collie Blythe in the background, and Maddie as well. I've got a disposable foil tray. I didn't want to buy any equipment yet in case I can't do it. An old plastic measuring jug, and then the citric acid and my dyes and my yarn. Also, I'm doing a voiceover on this about 2 or 3 weeks later. I haven't planned at all what to say, so excuse me if I waffle a bit. So at this stage, I'm just going to unskein the yarn, which apparently was quite difficult with one hand. There we go. And I'm going to dye both skeins at the same time. Just a little clip of Blythe here. He absolutely loves to shred paper and cardboard, so he stole the ring band from the skein of yarn. This is the yarn soaking in a solution of water and citric acid. So I've put just over a teaspoon of citric acid in the water. Hopefully that'll be enough to set the dye. So I've got my first dye, Hubba Bubba. I've soaked this yarn in citric acid and water, and now I'm going to dye. I diluted some dye in some hot water, topped it up with cold, and as you can see, I didn't drain enough water from the yarn, so it's bleeding everywhere. And I used way too much dye in the water. It's very pink. I've added some teal and some turquoise to the dye pan. I haven't actually used purple dye, but it's looking quite purple. I've added some sprinkles, but because there's too much water, you can see that everything is just pooling together. I seem to have lost a whole video somewhere of the rest of the dyeing. I've looked everywhere, it's not on my phone, I don't know what I've done with it. But after I set the dye by putting it in the oven for about an hour, this is how it came out. Very pink, very purple. Yeah, we'll see what it's like when it's dry, but I like it. So this is the yarn all skeined up. The camera's not picking up the green shades very well. You can sort of see them there, but for some reason they show as more blue. But there's some nice colours. There's lots of pink. There's some nice shades of blue. There are some speckles on there, but because I used too much water, the speckles sort of blended in a bit too much, so they've come out a bit patchy. But for my first ever effort at dyeing, I think it turned out okay. And here's just a photo of the finished dye. I do actually really like it. It reminds me of galaxies. I'll probably try and make a pair of socks out of it with maybe a bright pink for the contrast. So yeah, that was my first ever attempt at dyeing yarn. I'm definitely going to do it again and also try some fibre. And I will record my progress. Bye for now.